The Ghana Irrigation Development Authority paid a 2-day working visit to the Weta Irrigation Scheme in the Volta region, one of the vibrant irrigation schemes under rice cultivation. The working visit commenced with a meeting with the scheme management, during which the state of the scheme was discussed. Speaking to Agroriches News, Engineer Richard Opomboatin, the acting chief executive of the Ghana Irrigation Development Authority, said the Weta Irrigation Scheme, which is under the Ghana Rice Improvements Project, is expected to increase rice productivity in the country to guarantee food security.
This is the Weta Irrigation Scheme, a scheme that was built in the 70s by the Chinese government funding. And it's about 880 hectares solely for rice cultivation. So we are here on one of the demo fields under the GRIP project, where they are looking at the seeding rates for rice cultivation. Now, when it comes to rice cultivation, you need to know the seeding rate. Most often, our farmers are not knowledgeable about how they should seed the rice. So for these demo fields, they have done about 3 or 4 stages. One is about the broadcasting, one is about line seedling, one is by the other methods. So for now, we are at the site where GRIP, Ghana Rice Improvement Project, they are doing the demo fields. This project, as I said, was done in the 1970s. Solely gravity scheme with 2 dams. One is the Agali Dam, one is the Klipa Dam.
According to him, the Weta Irrigation Scheme, including other schemes under rice cultivation, should make Ghana upscale its rice production.
I should expect an improvement in the rice production with the demo fields and capacity build of the farmers. I'm sure when we have the whole area put under cultivation, the yields and the production level should go up. So, Weta is one of the vibrant rice producing schemes in the country. So if you are able to fix some of the challenges, they can upscale their rice production. So we should expect massive rice production in the coming years.
He assured Ghanaians that with the strengthening measures put in place in partnership with some developmental partners like the Japan International Cooperation Agency and Jospon Group, Ghana should meet its annual demand of 1.5 million metric tons in a few years to come.
Yeah, this is a gravity scheme. So if you combine this one with the inland valleys, or let's say once under the rainfed, it's possible we can be able to meet our demand, which is about 1.5 million metric tons. Currently, we are doing about 600,000 metric tons. So the remaining 900,000 metric tons, if we are able to upscale production, we'll be able to catch up with our demand.
Commenting on rice cultivation in Ghana under the various schemes, he said Ghana does a maximum of 7 tons per hectare.
Averagely, under the irrigation schemes, we are doing about 5 tons per hectare on average, minimum 3 tons per hectare, the maximum about 7 tons per hectare. So when you start the average, it's about 4 to 5 tons per hectare. And before you can meet your demand, you must know the irrigable area. Currently under gravity, we have about 28,000 hectares under gravity, or let's say irrigation schemes. So if you add the inland valleys where our farmers are doing single cropping, for example, in the Ashanti region, the Bono region, the Bono East, the Volta region, there's huge potential for rice cultivation.
He, however, stressed that land development was a key factor.
Our farmers are able to get support from the private sector and from the government in terms of land development. That is a major work that has to go into rice production. The moment we have the land development done, what the farmer will need are the seeds and some chemicals and maybe some small economic practices. But the major thing that the government must do, or the person must do, is land development. Let me say, for example, if you want to develop, let's say, a fresh or a virgin forest, you need close to about 50,000 Ghana cedis per hectare before you can put that hectarage into cultivation. And the farmer who is going to start a project, he cannot get that money. So if you can mobilize equipment, bulldozers, excavators, the moment we go into the valleys and develop the fields, I believe that the next 5 years, we should be able to close the gap and even export to the neighboring countries.
In an interview with Samuel Kumi, the acting scheme manager at the irrigation scheme, it was revealed that the scheme, which serves 23 communities in the area, has generated numerous employment opportunities across the entire value chain.
The scheme is surrounded by 23 communities around, And the mainstay in those particular enclaves is rice farming, as we're seeing. If the person is not a rice farmer, then the person is engaged in a business that's associated with rice, either marketing, aggregating, or maybe a machine operator, whatever it is. And there's an estimated about 5,000 indirect jobs that are coming from activities on the scheme currently.
He indicated that although the scheme is doing some mechanization, more can be done to increase crop yields.
Mechanization is actually a problem. The only facet of production I would say we are fully mechanized is harvesting. We have enough combine harvesters. And I would say the aspect of production that I would say we are really in need of is land preparation. We are really low when it comes to power tillers and small tractors that can actually get into the land and till the land. And transplanters are non-existent. We don't have levelers. And sometimes when it gets to the harvesting stage or the ripening stage, when we've harvested, tractors with cutters to cut it to the drying floors is also a major issue. And because of that, we're also having a higher and higher cost of production, because those that actually have it few, because the demand is so high and the supply of what we need, whatever implement we need is so low, they are charging exorbitant fees.
So if you listen to our stakeholders, and this is the growth of the Weta Irrigation Scheme project. My name is Prince Opoku Dogbe, reporting for Agroriches TV, Weta.